Hello, parents. Welcome back to another episode of Rockabye Starcraft. Brought to you by Marsh. If you'd like to have your games cast in a soothing voice, to which you can rock your baby to sleep, you can submit your games at marshgaming@gmail.com. However, right now, there's quite a few things leaving the red space, so let's me get these introductions over and done with. This is, I don't know what clan this stands for, Namshar, the Swedish Zerg. And his opponent is Marinelord for O Gaming TV. Marinelord recently having come back from a rather long absence. I believe he played a different game, the Bastard. That is perfectly okay. You're allowed to play different games if you so choose. Namshar and Marinelord have played against each other for a number of times, but only once shortly before this tournament. Marinelord has pretty much had the upper hand in most of their meetings. Now, this is a new patch, and Marinelord's only just come back, so Namshar's got every chance in the world to do this right. Namshar did a bit of scouting over here for any proxy shenanigans. Will be, facing said shenanigans, but not from that corner. This, by the way, is the Home Story Cup 18, Group A, which was played at a time when I was at work. If you are a parent and you have going on here, and you have a job, then your experience may have been very similar to mine. Okay, let's see if Namshar can take out some of these reinforcements. Very good. Another one. Does he know yet where they are? No, he doesn't know where his opponents. There we go. That is one. That is two. That is three. At the meantime, we've got this bunker going up, and Namshar is going to deal with some French provolone. If provolone is actually French cheese, which would be appropriate. Marinelord being French, and maybe I should say a brie or a... I don't know. I don't do cheese. Namshar's got a spine crawler, he's got two queens, and we have a baby that just woke up in the other room. I hope, dear listener, that you are doing better in that respect than I am. Reburying that spine crawler. Do we have enough energy for a transfuse? There we are, and that a little bit alive, a little bit longer. If Namshar can take out these repairing SCVs, he should do very well, but it's going to cost him his hatchery, if nothing else. First Roach is there. First Ravager being morphed in, and here we go. That's going to be the repairing SCVs. Very nice. Just misses the last one. Marinelord did what he set out to. Now the only thing he has to do is survive his opponent's counterattack with no unit production in his base. A lot of Marines were generated though, and they should be able to get to the high ground before his opponent gets there. These roaches have no speed, and it's going to take a little while. Instead of trying to go straight in, I'm going to try and supply block his opponent, and that may cause him to lose a couple of these Marines. That may be a very expensive mistake on the side of Marinelord. Three Marines for an Overlord, and Namshar isn't actually supply blocked, so that's not the best trade. However, does mean that Namshar does not have the high ground vision, and that could very just cost him one Ravager at least, walking face first into a bunch of Marines with an AR-13 rifle or whatever the hell those things are called, and that is all of the units that Marinelord has going to supply a block. Marinelord is Namshar. And that Cyclone is not going to come out. There you go. So Marinelord is going to try for this natural base once more. But his main base is pretty much forfeit for the next 12 seconds, and you can do a lot of damage in 12. Oh, that's not quite the way that's supposed to go. Let's see if Namshar can take that Cyclone. Oh, there you go. Not even going to try and take out the Cyclone, just going for as much damage on the workers as he can. Now all we really have left here is a couple of Marines. GG, Namshar takes the first game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, fathers, mothers, and other parental figures. This is day 1 of the Home Story Cup, which happened some 2.5 weeks ago. But as it happens with the first day of most of these tournaments, I was at work. Well, I completely missed it. And in the next room, there's a baby sleeping. So we're going to do this Rockabye baby style. Namshar in the top left of Dreamcatcher is up 0. Survived a little bit of chèvre in the previous game and goes for spawning pool first again. Sending out his overlord for proxy locations again, but Marinelord is going for a more standard build, and we'll see whether that avails him. As I discussed in game 1, Lord just back from an extended leave, but back to being the butt of the Muslims' joke. Marinelord has come back to Starcraft 2. Super expand. Pool. Patch. Gas. Pretty standard. So, let's see where this takes us. Oh, these 2 Zerglings, and they are up to. Going to try and miss the Reaper, and maybe, just maybe, oh, that's not going to work out for them. Delay that. Oh, did they not see each other? They must have. Yes, they have. Alright. You manage to sneak these 2 Zerglings into your opponent's natural base. You might just be able to delay. Kill this SCV, thereby delaying the command by the coup. Marinelord had there rather than starting the reactor right after, which is a little bit safer. Can't start with the Hellions quite as fast. Marinelord doesn't get that. Comes the third base. First two. All standard. 1-1-1. Every firing on high counters. I'm sure everything that's going on. Did he see the tech lab? Not see the tech lab. Suppose we can infer as much. Very popular to do the Aliens and the Banshees afterwards. Oh, going back in to confirm. You're going to live long enough for that. Not building Banshees from it yet. We see the tech lab, we see the tech lab. Alright, but it's still on barracks. Very old build is the Alien Banshee. What the? Alright. Well, that is certainly something we can do. Waiting for Liberator range. or battle cruisers, which with this patch is indeed a possibility. Battle cruisers got a bit of a buff. Now shoot while flying, which is a very handy ability indeed. And a whole bunch of other things happen to it, but battle cruisers get built so little that really hard to tell. Battle cruiser! Oh my god! Ah. Well, if he manages to pull this off against a lot of queens, and Marinelord will be in a good place indeed. Continuing with the volume production, or at least he was, he just swapped out. Go 46. Now, auto cannon, or excuse me, and refit. Battle cruisers not really something that happens a lot in professional games, so the upgrade names are somewhat foreign to myself and presumably every other caster out there. Ooh, managing to put the queen off creep, but a transfuse leaves him in the game. Let's see whether he's going to work this in or fly it in. Battle cruisers, of course, have the teleportation ability. But if you teleport them in, you cannot teleport them out, which is a problem. And there you go. 5. Keeping up the massacring of those orders. That's with the queens and the support in place. Just kick one out. Is he going to be able to get this? S10 for battle cruiser. This is cute. It doesn't. Battle cruiser is heavy investment in tech and other resources. Time. It takes a long time to build, which means that Marinelord hasn't built other stuff. And Namshar might just want to take advantage of that by doing a big swell up army. At the moment, though, Marinelord quite well in the army. 4 bases up for Namshar. And here we go, the second battle cruiser coming in. So there comes those Yamato shots and tanks in position. Bailey's coming on in, but the spread is good. Some of the army is left for Marinelord. Not enough to absolutely bowl over Namshar, but with the 2 battle cruisers and that little bit of army right there, it can take out all the workers at that 3rd base and massacre. Have a good old-fashioned barbecue. Loses that battle cruiser due to core control. That is going to be able to take this 20 kill battle cruiser out. Let's see how many 25 workers lost. Is that teleportation off cooldown yet? Doesn't need it. Alright, well this is a very nice way of fighting in Xur, and something I will definitely have to try myself. 33 kills, 31 kills. Really slowly want to get out of here. You are down to 50 points. But the teleportation was off cooldown. Just fly here and get repaired. 3rd base is ready. The workers for the 3rd base is ready. All the workers for the 4th base is ready. And with 82 workers to fix, Marinelord looks in a very good place. On the back of a bunch of cruisers. I'm sure it's going to try pushing up, but to be honest, this isn't that scary compared to army. lot of tanks compared to Marines, but not getting any more battle cruisers. Going for Joker, silly, boring medevacs. Oh, that wall finishes just in time. Marinelord comes in and seeing the battle cruiser clear creep. Ooh, Hydro is good to make fairly short work of it. Even with no upgrades, 3 armor is. These Hydroists don't have damage per shot, and my mic. Oh shit, falling off the bloody wall. Oh shit, oh shit. That's not the technical issues I was imagining. Alright, excellent. Like I will be holding that in my hand until I feel like the production not change away from that. Namshar seems to be able to finish his worker supply. Seriously? And we have a little bit of a run by on Lord's third with an empty bunker. Manages to take out that tank, which is a nice one. There we go. Getting a couple of queens and pushing back the tank line. Marinelord going to try and get that sneaky position over here. But Namshar is not having any of it. He's waiting for the run by. He can give up this third base, or it's making a little bit of a show for it. But that one. Oh, if you could combine those two powers for a. He does get some of the reinforcements right there. And this is nice coming up fourth. And what is important for Marinelord right now, as he pushes his opponent is defending this. Namshar couldn't actually see anything here. These tanks were absolutely in the clear. Welcome back, parents and other people currently struggling to put a baby to sleep. We've made it to the third game and you're still here, which either means that I am a bloody good commentator or your baby hasn't gone to sleep yet. Well, let's try and remedy it, shall we? From the bottom right side, playing for a team I could have looked up in the meantime, that would have been very nice. It is Namshar. Infinity Gaming is what IXG stands for. His opponent, playing for O Gaming TV, La Place Starcraft de France. It's what's he doing there? Alright, well, it's Marinelord. We had a little bit of cheese in the first game. We had a little bit more of a standard game in the second. Now the first game didn't go so well for Marin. His proxy 3 racks, well, killed his opponent's natural, but then they died to the counterattack. I hesitate to call it a standard macro game, as it involved battle cruisers in 5 minutes or so. Well, worked out better for him. Let's see what's going to happen now. We have once again a more standard opening for Marinelord with the barracks in his base, although is that Protoss? Is that a Protoss decal? That is a Protoss decal, isn't it? Anyway, what with Maru showing us the power of building stuff not in your base, And indeed, not just Maru, also many of the other Terrans did it, Innovation did it a bunch, Special did it, although each does it in their own specific style. It has indeed been shown that keeping the barracks not in your base can bring you any number of advantages. And you can die to SOS really quickly. And Namshar's not SOS, but then again, Marinelord's not Maru either. In any case, we have faster Hellions this time, not going for that safety Marine. And 1-1-1 once again. Standard opening of Terrans in this matchup. Very versatile, bringing you very quick, pushing power in the form of these Hellions. You can get a Cyclone, which in this new patch is very powerful, but very different from how it was in the past. And this early in the patch, nobody was really playing that yet. And of course, whatever comes out of Starport, Banshees, Liberators, a Viking for denying your opponent's vision.
Evolution complete.
Oh. Are we listening to Artosis? Ooh, we have more important things going on here. Let's see how many of these Marinelord can get. And it looks like not really. Oh, well, that is if 2 of them. Alright, Namshar, a little bit of sleep on the job right there. I think he could have limited that to either the 1 or the 0 he had before. But there you go. This run by not really happening either. And with speed, this Reaper should well and truly be dead. So third base for Namshar at high ground vision, having indeed been gone away. And let's see what we do. Not quite standard in the late game. Or in the mid game. Or in... Are we even in the mid game? Are we still early game? Anyway, from the Starport, lots of aggressive options, such as the Banshee, such as the Liberator, such as the Battlecruiser. Now, Namshar this time has seen his opponent do it at least once, so it must be in the back of his mind that this is an option. So he's building yet more queens, and yeah, he's going to respect this a little bit more. No Yamato cannon this time, so queens are going to live a little bit longer. Oh, nice scout there, and did indeed see that fusion core, so more queens. As that is the only thing right now next to these things, the spore crawlers, to actually hit that 2 spore crawlers per base. Not enough to kill a battlecruiser until it's done quite a lot of damage, but perhaps enough to scare it away. Alright, Hellbats on the back of that, which is going to have to be defended by these queens. Marinelord keeping him happy. Oh, and there we go. Is he going to be able to get these Banelinks? No, he doesn't. Managed to get quite a few of them, but not enough. It takes a fair bit of damage, and the battlecruiser is pushed off. It did do a fair bit of damage, but didn't manage to do nearly the amount of damage it did in the previous game. What did we get? We got 7 workers there, or 9 Hellbats. That is not worth it. So Namshar looking good. 54 workers to 53, but can drone up to his heart's content. He does maybe build a 4th base. The troop spread is already there. But then again, Marinelord with that 3rd almost there, and certainly has enough workers to saturate that. Mech from Marinelord. Very powerful in this new patch. But how do we do it? How do you see that? Oh, he was attacking the debris. Smart girl. Clever girl, I believe the meme goes. Here goes the third base, and here come two Zerglings who are going to nibble away very, very lightly. Oh, I'm going to try and pull his opponent away. As this happens, very nice by Namshar. Rockabye, this is definitely going to do a lot of damage. 8 workers going down, and all we have to do is make sure the same doesn't happen to you. Oh, bailing speed just came in there, and the Queen trying to body block that, not quite succeeding. And while they're all really low in health, this is all you need to barbecue a couple of your opponent's drones. Alright, that is not as much as his opponents did. At 62 to 59, and only 2 bases actually mining. Thor are big robots. Imagine that. They lived. Namshar with a 4th base up. Not taking this base. And this cattle bruiser, I would like to know what you have killed. Are those 9 just Zerglings? Or is it more than that? Ah, Queen, very nice. Marinelord making interesting use of this battle cruiser. You don't want to stay there. That is way too many queens, and queens can transfuse. Confirms the existence of this base, and is going to teleport out. There you go. Got another push coming up for Marinelord. 3 tanks to anchor this, and they're not going to anchor anything if they get taken out before they even get to siege up. And here we go. 1-1 versus, well, 0-1, but that is enough to push his opponent back. And judging by the army base, that is all you really want out of Namshar. Now, what is ideal as is playing against tank is that you take out these siege tanks. The siege tank gives such a strong anchor, gives such a strong base that a Terran can push from, with Marines, with Hellbats, with Thors. But taking out these siege tanks is really, really important. 2? No, we just have the 1 battle cruiser. Okay. So that is nicely done of Namshar in that previous encounter. And we are moving out with Hellbat drops. And that is a very dicey situation for Namshar. Marinelord's allowed to set up, and Namshar is not really contesting this at the moment. And Marinelord gets the drop off with those blue flame, which is, I'm assuming, is there now. Yes. All that. And this is. Here we go. By coming in from only one side, blinding clouds coming in for those siege tanks, so no siege tanks actually going off. And the blinding clouds is expires, and there go those tanks. That is, what is that? 14 kills by just those things, but once again enough to push Marinelord back. Fourth base already taking a lot of damage, weakening that quite a bit just in case Marinelord decides to push later, and this base with that forward base is coming up. Of course, it is low ground, which is always a little bit tricky. Ooh, can get in there, and that would be juicy indeed. Oh, nice duck right there, and nice teleport out as well. Oh, this is interesting to see. What we see a lot is that people do that either here or just this bit. The Marinelord taking the entire wall. So 2-2 versus 1-1-2, and what's on the way? 3-3 and 2-3. Oh, here we go. Once again, those blinding clouds on all those tanks, denying quite a bit of siege damage. That's before they can reapply this. All the Vikings do scare off the Viper and won't let him reapply that. Lord may want to spread its tanks just a little bit more. Oh, but we're waiting for this move out, and that is a full medevac. Take those Hydralisks out of there. Namshar, very good. Full army supply, and that 3-3 isn't going to be done quite yet. Here we are back on Namshar's side of the map, this time split up to do a sandwich of sorts, and coming back into this concave with enormous range of these two siege tanks anchoring this push down the middle. It's a maneuver a great many turns like to do. Here we go once again, this time also coming in from the side. Let us take a broader view. Blinding clouds coming in from every side, but can Namshar take out these tanks before these dissipate? Because if they do not, the entire army is going to get siege tanked to death. Indeed, there are just 3 Hydralisks remaining right now. Of course, a lot more in production. But with just 3 siege tanks and well, 4, no, very red. Right there. And a Thor. That is not something that we want to do. Backfield accelerators. Are we building any cyclones? No. Do we have any cyclones? Also no. Well, if you've got the money, you might as well spend it. Very good upgrade against a number of units, including Vipers. A very long pathing happening to Namshar right there, with a very long pickup range. Let's go to see where that wall is. Doesn't see it quite yet. But let's just present known to his opponent by method of that center tower. Battlecruiser finds whatever. Oh, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th base. Marinelord might want to think about taking another base of his own. This one's near mined out, this one's still mining, and this one shouldn't last much longer either. And again, if he can just kill his opponent right here, that would work just fine. Do we have the blinding cloud energy? Oh. Does Namshar have what it takes? Let's see if we can yoink. Yoink and yoink is also very good to deal with it, and there are no Vikings here to contest these Vipers. Of course, there's also no Thor anymore, which is why he picked that first. Now Namshar has all the time in the world to pick this off at his earliest convenience. 30 kills on that battlecruiser. As soon as these guys are full, we're gonna go back to yoinking, but the first 2 liberators are there. Oh, 1, 2, 3, and there goes the liberator. Didn't quite yank that over here, so it did take a few more shots of that, and then was absolutely needed. Let's see if we can finally kill that battlecruiser. Yes, we are. Marinelord had his attention over here on this death push into Namshar's 6th base. And there goes down mag-wheeled accelerators. Not the items that Namshar really wanted to pull in, wanted to get those juicy siege tank, but there's still 12. Oh. And here we go. The Greater Spire that Namshar was buying time for is now done. And Namshar can now start doing his very own type of siege. Alright, I suppose you might as well take this base, although may I recommend a planetary fortress, perhaps? After all that time, dealing with that battlecruiser, oh, just barely sniping that base. It's killed off by a bunch of blue flame hellbats. Are we dealing 3-3? Does he know he's taken this base? Yes, he has. We have Brute Lords now, and this really shouldn't be a defensible position for Marinelord. Not until these guys show up, at least. And those guys should be taken out by these guys and a whole bunch of yoinks of the 3 Vipers that I'm sure are here somewhere. Oh, a lot of transfuse of all of those queens as well as all of Namshar's and all of Marinelord's army is there, and there indeed we do go. That is not a sustainable base with Brute Lords on the field and right in your face. Now, are we going back? Are we going forward? What is Marinelord going to do? Taking a stand, making his opponent? No. Namshar is very respectful of what's going on right here. Make sure he doesn't move forward. Doesn't move forward into his opponent's siege line. Gonna have to deal with these Vikings, I guess. Namshar's got a bank. Namshar's got all the upgrades. Namshar's got a lot of bases. Marinelord, well, is in a bit of a pickle. Oop. There went those eggs. I suppose at this point, Marinelord's gonna be the one that has to do something. Namshar only has to defend. Eventually, with the creep where it currently is, blocking this base, blocking that base, blocking this base, just not blocking here, he's going to run out of resources. And so Namshar doesn't need to be offensive with these slow, immobile Brute Lords. Can just set up with all these Spore Crawlers. And it is now Marinelord that is going to have to make a move. And with this move out, he does make... Oh, are we going to counterattack? Well, that is certainly one way of dealing with this. There goes one Viper, there goes another, and the Brute Lords are entirely exposed, and those Hydralisks that were supposed to be there in order to protect the Brute Lords get absolutely massacred. Now Namshar can just rebuild those, but that was a dangerous move right there, and it's going to cost him one base.
Your forces are taking damage.
And Namshar should move that one Zergling, because that is not giving him the vision he was hoping for. And we're trying to trade out a few tanks, which is, you know, a perfectly natural thing to do. I want to see whether this base has been taken. Does he see it? Yes, he does see it. Does he go to respond to it? No. The Marinelord gets this position. Very slowly moves in with the things, but Namshar, no, can't move in down to that one tank, and this is a good position for Marinelord in between that natural, cutting off this base, and there's nothing that Namshar could do in order to come and save this. Putting pressure on the Brute Lords with those Vikings, and these oh yeah, they're going to crack this base. They definitely are. They're going to take out that one tank, but then what? That's not the main yet. He's got a long way to go, and Brute Lord is looking great. Good. Lots of Brute Lords, yes, but what did he have on the other side? Lots of Vikings, Thors, and this is a very dangerous push for Namshar. 96 army supply. And oh, one tank right there going to try and take that out. Namshar did lose all of this, but at this point, Marinelord doesn't care. 41 workers, putting the rest into army, getting that bigger army. And no, doesn't push all the way, pushes back slightly, and Namshar gets to take out these tanks once again. Look at all of these Vikings and what they're going to do to these Brute Lords. Oh. A lot of drones which did manage to evacuate going to go to that base, and oh, just barely doesn't get this. Marinelord doesn't have a good siege up position. Is too late with the siege up. I would say lots of Zerglings right on top of it, causing that friendly fire, and now Brute Lord as well is in place to defend it as well, with a couple of Queens and a Hydralisk, and loses that force. Marinelord's 102 army supply, but Namshar 86. Got full upgrades all the way everywhere, but Marinelord's once again pushing in on this base, as he has done so many times in this game, and the Brute Lords not in position to do anything about it. Marinelord pulls these back just in time, but two drones started moving over here, and is it enough for Marinelord to know what is up? No. Or yes. Oh, that definitely should be enough. Those Zerglings may just have cost Namshar the game. Here we go once again. Let's see if we can get some of those. God, what were they called again? I swear. No, not Blinding Cloud. Parasitic Bomb. If we can just take care of these Vikings, these Brute Lords would absolutely rule the sky, but instead, here we go, slowly whittling these numbers down, and the Brute Lords do take out all of the tanks, but all of the Vikings take out all but 3 of the Brute Lords. That is a mule. But that's not a base you can... Taking out 2 Thors to deal with 1 Zergling. Okay, we can breathe. Namshar can breathe. Marinelord can breathe. What is the income? Still healthy. This is not empty. This has a little bit. This is empty. But this base is a lifeline for Marinelord. Equally, this base and this base are the mining bases for Namshar. One Thor, let's see, can we get 2 Thors? We can get 2 Thors, but the tank is there. One kill Hellbound. Over here, oh, there we go. Those pesky Vikings. Ah. This base has been fully repositioned as well. This should be enough to clean up this base though, and Namshar has absolutely nothing in place to deal with it, and this is Namshar's Broodlord. This is going to cost him a Broodlord, and that's a very, very expensive mistake to make. No, he saves two of them. He did still have queens nearby, but that did cost him this. Had to move that army out of the way. Going to cost Marinelord a normal command center on the other hand. That is the main. And with two Broodlords, we don't quite have the siege up that I'm sure I was hoping for. Reserving versus siege tanks. Or just tanks, I suppose. Late game CVT. Be nice to get permanent high ground vision. And here we go. Marinelord once again pushing in. 1-1. All to play for. There's only queens coming from one side, and there come the rest of the army of Namshar, but he's off creep and it's slow and cumbersome, and that is a deep timeline. And is that a miracle command? Oh dear. That could be a costly mistake. Down to one Broodlord is Namshar. Down to no Broodlords is Namshar. And Marinelord with 85 army supply, choose a bonus 86, gets donated a whole bunch of Hydralisks. And if he repositions a couple of these tanks, he may just... Oh, that is a very nice blinding cloud. Once again, there's enough siege lines that the siege tanks I can still see, but that's going to cost him a lot of his siege tanks. Once again, 3 tanks versus a bunch of Hydralisks. Can we move them in far enough? No, don't hit the Viking. Move towards the siege tank and then take him out. Inside is the range. Very good. And down in the 50 and 36 army supply are both of our players. One base mining. One base mining. Oh, this is it. And that is pretty much it, but this is completely new, and it is gold. I cannot tell you the dynamics of a gold base at 30 minutes, but Marinelord does still have an awful lot of SCVs you can move to it. And also some mightily spread out tanks to deal with it. And one single tank in order to deal with this. I'm sure it's going to take care of that. But that allows Marinelord DC's position on this thing. As mentioned, this is the low round. He doesn't know what's up here.
Hey, your base is under attack, man.
Yep, this is the one mining base. This is the other mining base. If Namshar doesn't defend this, he is in a lot of trouble. Here we go. That is a stinky cloud. And once again, can we take out all the siege tanks? Yes, we are. No, we're down to 3 siege tanks. But those cyclones, it is hard to out micro these. I'm sure just push forward. There is nothing here but 3 cyclones. Oh, coming in from the other side. Doesn't get the siege off. Oh, and slowly taking tiny pot shots. That is what is so annoying of these cyclones. Doesn't get the last siege tank and does move forward inside the blue flame radius of those few hellbats that were there. Right, move to the side and take this out. Oh, that is a lot of Hellions. And if you can get close enough to these, then that is just a barbecue. Namshar goes down to 16 supply. And Marinelord, after 30 minutes, pushes forward and wins the series 2-1.
If you enjoyed this video, press that like button. If you'd like to see more of me, subscribe.